Hello and good afternoon from our StreamYard studio in Greece here. And this is a welcome to the whole world, whoever is listening, whether you're listening live or whether you're coming in on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram, wherever that is. My name is Gaby Burt. I'm Managing Director for the Journey International, and I have been with the Journey, an organization that has powerful tools for self-healing, personal development for over 25 years now. I've been with Brandon Bass, the founder of the Journey, and have had the great good fortune and privilege to travel the world with her. So it's been an incredibly rich time, but also a very illuminating time of having seen people from all walks of life, from all cultures, from all countries, heal from so many versatile issues. And that is the reason we wanted to talk to you. We wanted to bring real talk into the world, which is something that can share some of what the journey is. And one of the themes that we're doing this particular month is we want to get the journey into more households. And we stuck our heads together to see how can we possibly do that. And we will share that with you as we move through this session today. We will share some amazing healing stories. And I also have a very special guest today. I have Roxana Iliescu, and she is our host and representative for Romania, is offering journey workshops in that country and has been a dear friend for many, many years and a colleague in this work and in sharing this profound healing work. And she's my guest today. So she is hosting one of these events in May in Romania, so in Romanian language with Brandon's teachings in English, but is it subtitled or is it simultaneous subtitled? So we're doing everything to make this work more widely available. There is a few people here live. Also, tell us where you're from. Gives us a chance for more people to come in to just say hello, where you're from. We just would love to know who is joining us and who is with us. And as we're moving forward, I'll just hand the mic over to Roxana, and you can share a little bit about yourself and about your passion.
Hello, hi Gaby, and hello everyone. I'm so excited to be together. Yes, it's Romanian, Romanian language, Romanian everything. That's why today, I have a Romanian blouse and a Romanian way of doing the hair. But actually, it's about us together. It's about us as a community. And yes, I'm passionate about the journey because when I met this method, oh my God, like 10 years ago, I was so low. I thought my life was ended from the relationship point of view. I thought I was a magnet for all the, sorry to say that, for all the bad boys. Okay, elegant. And I already had 2 children from different relationships, and I thought there is no hope. So I will be a single mother for the rest of my life, that I will hate men forever because they are useless, because they are I have so many beliefs. And I strongly believed in that because my experience and my mother's experience with men was proving that. So it must be true. But then a dear friend of mine, just, hearing me, he just slipped me a book, a blue book, that was the cover of the journey then, and said, okay, until you land with the certainty that men are useless, just please read this book. Now that friend of mine is my husband. I don't know if that's a revenge or not. But the truth is, together we went on that path. He had bad experience with women, so he could say exactly the same, but from the other part. And we went on this path, and with Brandon and with the incredible method, we have seen the lies of all those beliefs. We healed them, and we succeeded to build a relationship in truth. It wasn't easy, I have to say, to admit that, well, actually, there's a half of the relationship that belongs to me, and I was a magnet, and I have to heal the magnet, not those they were attracted by the magnet. And then when we decided to get married and start over, we wanted to have a kid on our own. And then was the when the medicine came. Well, you have to come in later because then it's the surprise. Because the doctors were saying that there's no more hope for me to conceive. Everything was, I don't know in English, the fibroma. Anyway, it wasn't
Fibroids, I think.
Yeah, at all. They said that actually I had to take everything out because, okay, I have 2 children, that's all it's going to be for me. And I said, no, this is not what I feel inside. And I came again to Brendan. I told her what was the diagnosis, and actually then. And she said, well, are you courageous enough? Well, yes. Do you want, with all your gusto, as she said, do you want to see the truth behind this? Why are you not able to conceive anymore? And I said, yes. And back then, the journey was live. And before, on the Journey Intensive, she invited me to do a demo version of what we call the process. So actually, yeah, it's something, I could say magical now, but you go into a process where you see inside your body or inside your emotions where exactly the blockages were formed. And I could see then that I decided that I'm not worthy enough to be a mother. And what happened then, that I have seen also images with my mother when she decided she's not a good enough mother. And then I have seen images with my grandmother. So actually it was layer after layer after layer. So it was not about men, it was about us women from the family, that we thought that we are not good enough to be mothers, that we are not doing enough things and we don't sacrifice enough for our children. So therefore, that's my cat. Okay, we have a full house, okay. Oh, and she's hunting all kinds of insects, but that's okay because they feel the energy. And well, after one process, that's where Surya should have come here, because 1 month later I was pregnant.
Wow.
And well, ever since there was a journey, because it's not like in fairy tale. It's not like, okay, you find your man or you are having a kid and you live happily ever after. No, it's an effort. It's a day-to-day effort, and it's a day-to-day choice. Today, do you choose to stay in truth? Today, do you choose to see the beauty of the relationship and to build together? And do you allow him to be human as you are, as a woman?
Yeah. It's so right, and thank you for sharing that, Roxana. So much of what you shared I knew, but I didn't know everything. So it's beautiful for me to hear too. And for those of you who are listening, one of the things we really want to do this month is we have these workshops happening in May next month across all time zones, and Roxana has it in Romanian language in Romania. And we have done something that we have never done before in the journey. We have actually reduced the price to 147 euros. We're taking 70% off the full price, and not to make more business. We just want more people to have these tools in their medicine cabinet. My guest last week was Yolana from Australia, and she said it's so beautiful. She said, you know, when we have accidents, when something happens in the house, we have all the things in our medicine cupboard. You know, we have a plaster if we have a cut, we have a Panadol when we have a headache. And she said, wouldn't it be great if every household had the journey process, because we all have issues from the past and they happen in the present, but they trigger old issues. And Brandon has devised a process that people from all paths of life can use to uncover the truth of who they really are. They're kind of through a process, dropping through emotional layers that are all kind of stuff that happens. That's anger and fear and sadness and jealousy and betrayal, you name it, you know, but none of that is real, because all of these emotions are the gateway to the essence, to a truth of who you really are. And it's a repeatable process. It's something you can do when some of these emotions kind of stare you in the face. And at the moment, we're living at a time, and I chose Roxana for a reason, because we call it Romania. Well, most people in Europe know how close Romania is to Ukraine, but it's not just close, but Roxana is actually from Moldavia, and Moldavia is next to Ukraine. It is very, very close. And, you know, there is this big fear question of, as you said when we spoke before we came live, is it, you know, it's not an if, it's a when. When is it going to happen? And it gives me the goosebumps. It makes my hair stand on end, because you are so close. And I know that this fear is not just in Romania. It goes a lot further. And how this war has impacted so many things, of price increases, and what do people do? Automatically pull back. It's like, we can't spend anything, we need to do this. And which is sort of, how can we make it possible for people to have a really common sense, down to earth tool in their toolbox that they can use to penetrate this lie of an imagined fear. It's like, it's not here just yet. Is it going to come? We don't know. But if all of us are fear driven by something, the likelihood that it's going to run us over is greater than if we are resting in an internal peace right now. And this is why we are so passionate. This is why we felt we're just going to open the doors wide and say, hello, welcome, please come and take these tools. And if you have any issues, any illness maybe, or relationship issues, or depression, or your fears, constants, or abundance issues, whatever they are, it's like there is a simple way of going through all of the lies of who we think is real, or what we think is real, and opening to a presence that is an internal peace, that is the peace that passes understanding. And it's real. And from here, I have clarity. From here, I can take action. From here, I can function normally. And that's why we want people to have these tools available in their life. And it's interesting. It's Yolana also had relationship issues, so it's interesting that you say that. And I could share myself, because I'm actually, this very week, I'm celebrating our 40th. I'm not old enough for that, but our 40th wedding anniversary with my husband. And I have a feeling that if we hadn't done this work, we would have given up on us a long time ago. And we are happier, healthier, more energetic today than when we first met. You know, we experience life fully. We're talking, if there is an issue, we clear it up. So often, I also need to say that so often issues are actually driven from things in the past, you know, that we're not good enough, or that we are jealous, and all of a sudden we do one of these processes and we recognize, as you said, oh my God, my mum did that, my grandmother did that, and it's a hand me down from generations, and we have it in our culture as well. So there is just so much to share, and I'm going to hand back to you because I can feel you want to share more.
Oh, yes. I will talk about this, and not talk about this, experience this. Because, yes, most of the time I know that. I heard that before. Okay, but do you apply it in your life? So what I loved always about the journey, and I realized, we spoke together on the pandemic times. Again, the war came and the pandemic went away. But actually it didn't. That this tool, it's like it grows, and it went from 30 years ago, and now it's refined. It's so refined, and now because we needed to have it now, to realize that we have the tool, yes, to wash away everything that our parents, our grandparents didn't have the tool to do it, because they did their best. That's why we are here, thank God. So first of all, I want to send gratitude for my mom, for my grandmother, for my aunt, that they succeeded to put this reality in my hands now. But now I have these tools, and because I love them and I honor them, it's my duty to wash away all the pain, all the beliefs, and not to throw away any more energy on hate, on fear, on jealousy, but all that energy, beautiful energy, I can transform it, and to build things, and to build communities, and to enjoy each other. And it doesn't matter if outside it's a war, or it's a pandemic, or anything else, because that's the only I couldn't say facility, but yes, especially in Romania, because we are, Ukraine is our neighbor. And we, together with Poland, we are the first NATO country. So if this war is going to turn into a world war, it's going to be us first. So the fear is here, is like boiling. But we know from history that if that will happen, money won't have any more substance, will go directly down. So what do you want to do with money now? Invest in yourself, so you can have, what to do, and to be able to be calm and to be useful to all the beloved ones, or to invest in what? Because actually you don't know if we will be able to stay here, we will be able to carry things with us. We know now from Ukraine people that in one day they had to run away with what they had on them. So what do you want to invest on? And yes, it's not about business. It's about, oh my God, if every house in the world will have this tool to use it every day, would it matter, I don't know, to stop the war? I don't know. But what I know, if instead of all this fear energy, we will spread out joy and peace, maybe it will arrive also to our politicians. What I know for sure from my body, for the core of my body, is that now it's the opposite that it was before. It's not the politicians that are deciding on us, but we decide. And we can change from the bottom to the top with this energy.
Yeah.
We cannot expect for Jesus anymore. We should listen and behave like Jesus said 2022 years ago.
It's actually, it's interesting what you share here, because one of the reasons I'm also, another major reasons why I'm so passionate, it occurred to me, it hasn't just occurred to me, we talk about it so many times, but especially with when the war began in Ukraine with Russia, Brandon started to go online, and we actually met and encouraged for people to come together in prayer and meditation and repeat and all of that. And I actually went on holiday at the end of March for a week. And even though I'm married to a British man and have lived in the UK for the last 42 years and now in the more sunnier climes in Greece, I actually come from Austria originally. So it's very interesting because living in Austria, we actually have bordering very much on some of the Eastern country. And when I was young, when I was a child, and there was still the Iron Curtain, so there was an ingrained fear in me. You know, I had to be, I think I was in my 50s before I ever was in Czech Republic. And fear came up when I actually entered countries beyond that Iron Curtain, what I grew up with. But there are prayers now. So this is the history, this is the past. So we have NATO countries, we are a lot more in peace in Central Europe. But what I'm very, very aware is that we are all praying and wishing and hoping for peace to be restored. And one of the things that I'm trying to remind people of, we are part of the collective. We are part of everything. And we really need to start looking here for any conflicts, whatever conflicts we have. When I went, I mean, I'm very fortunate because most of the time I spend my time with people from within the journey, and we all have done so much work on us. So we're not walking around, you know, being upset with this, that, and the other and gossiping and blaming. But what I'm hearing and seeing so much at the moment, especially, is that people obviously, I think, must feel fear or some deeper emotion. And the first thing they do is project it outwards and blame somebody else. So there are relationship issues. And in that kind of 10 days that I was away, I just met people, day-to-day people that aren't involved in personal growth work. And I could see this everywhere. So-and-so did this and so did that. And I thought, wow, you know, at the end of the day, I thought people really need to start to resolve issues within themselves. And we have a hashtag, it starts with you. If each and every one in the world would clear up, tidy up inside first, you know, our issues that we haven't been able to forgive, but actually find a way to forgive. The forgiveness is never about the other person. The forgiveness is about us letting go of an issue. But if we could do that, if more people could do that, our world picture will be a reflection of the individual. But at the moment, we are a reflection of what we see out there. And what we see out there is natural disasters. We see war, we see conflict everywhere we look. And I just wish and pray that people can somehow find their way to clearing up, clearing out, coming to wholeness, coming to forgiveness. And then this is a ripple effect that can go out. And I think that can change what is happening in the world. So I may be a dreamer, and if I am, so be it. I don't care anymore.
The only one.
But I can only just shout it from the rooftop and say, please, if you have an unresolved issue, if you have something that happened in the past and you can't forgive your mom, or you can't forgive your dad, or your uncle, or your sister, or your friend, or whoever, or your ex, bring that story with you. Come to one of these weekend workshops. Bring the story with you, and I absolutely am certain that you will come to completion, to wholeness, and to forgiveness. And that this is something not only for you, but it is also something that will ripple out in your family, in your community, in your circle of friends. And from there it goes further. So there is an effect that catches other people, and that is one of the main things that I want to share. And especially at a time where people are holding on to their purse strings, is we just make it so silly cheap that it's like there's no more excuse, because 147 euros. We did an interview with somebody, with one of our journey graduates, and somebody said, was it worth the investment? And she said, if you could buy health and happiness, how much money would you spend? How much money would you be willing to pay if you could buy happiness, if you could buy health? And I don't think you can even put an amount on, because 147 euros you can spend in a restaurant in one evening if a few of you go for dinner, it's
And
that simple.
unfortunately, we spend it so often on medicine every time,
Yes.
COVID or anything else, like a stupid thing. And it's more than that, because what journey gives you in 2.5 days, well, actually 3 days, it's not only a course, because this is what I'm saying, it's not a course, journey intensive. It's a tool,
No.
and you come there and you get the tool, and then you get the community. So for the rest of your life, even if you don't want to go further to deepen your knowledge into abundance retreat, which is my favorite. I live what I live today, the community of women, and the house for the community that we bought in the field, because of the journey, because of the abundance, the conscious abundance. But even if you just stay for the journey intensive, and you can come again as a trainer or a retreat for the rest of your life, and you have the community. So every time you want to share a process, you just go into your community and to say, I need help, and you will find somebody there, and without any additional cost, you will be able to resolve all the issues that are coming up for you all the rest of your life. And this is what for me is the most precious instrument. And yes, my husband is saying that investment is to, I don't know, to buy a new apartment and to rent it, but to have an instrument to clear for you and your family and for your children and for your parents, to clear all the issues that really made our life like living like a burden. Because what I felt is like I lived my life with heavy weight on my shoulders, with so much responsibility, with so much pressure, that I couldn't even breathe, that I didn't know who I was, because all the beliefs that I was living in were like a cage. And I didn't know, okay, do I want this, or my mother wants it for me? Do I want this, or the society said for me that it's good to, I don't know, to behave in a certain way? I didn't even know what I want. And now I'm living my life day to day, and I choose for myself each day. And to have the privilege, and thank you for that, Gabi, and the honor to be able to co-host with Brendan in Romanian language all the exercise, and to see how in 2 days, only 2 days, I'm not saying the third days, which is a bonus, the change in all the participants that are coming, with all kind of issues. And then when they discover what they have inside, that what they have looked for all the time outside, they actually had it inside
Side.
all the time. And yes, what we are seeing now, and the war and the hate on the Facebook and all that, was inside. For me, I think we are a privileged generation, that everything is now outside and we can see it. It's now manifested. So we can actually heal it. We cannot pretend anymore it doesn't exist, but it did exist, even if in my mother's generation. But only we didn't talk about it, right? There were so many issues that we don't talk about it. Have you seen Encanto, Gabi? We don't talk about Bruno. If you have children, for sure you have seen that. There were so many we don't talk about. Now it's here. We cannot not talk about. And please, 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 for everybody who's watching this, please do not engage in the hate game. If you are watching the news for the war, I don't know why would you do that, but anyway, if you are watching this, please do not seek for the who is to blame. Do not seek for, oh, we have to hate this or we have to hate the other one. No, we don't have to hate nobody. We just have to be love and to love first ourselves. That's an easy task. No, it's not. And then I want to have permission to still enjoy Dostoevsky. I want to have permission to love the beautiful things there are in Russia. I don't want to hate Russian people. I don't want to hate nobody, not even Putin. Am I allowed to do that? Why should I hate anybody? And when you come to that peace, that you just send peace out there, well, maybe peace will arrive both to one and to the other one, and then we will have peace in the world. Now, what is out there, it's inside us. But guess what? The good news is that we can heal what we have inside us.
Yeah.
And it's so beautiful to do that together. And yes, it's so beautiful to, because every day, maybe some buttons is pushed and I can start over. Oh, it's your blame that you do that. But if we in the community, we have this tool, that mirror that I say, well, somebody around me, my husband, will go and say, well, can I help you with something? Is it something that bothered you? And automatically, this energy of anger, it doesn't go up, but it's, oh, actually, yeah, I was bothered by the fact of this. Oh, what can we do about that? Okay, we can do that. And all that energy that can blow up, it resolves somehow. Well, not somehow, we do it.
Yeah.
And it is so beautiful to be able to do that.
I think the one thing that, I mean, I came across Brandon a long time ago. It was actually a workshop in 1996, and it was the first day. And Brandon's workshop has, this particular retreat or seminar has been refined and made different, but there is still an element which was as strong in 1996 as it is today. And I can really say that in looking back, my life was, I would have never admitted that I was struggling. I would have never admitted that I was depressed. I was just kind of in the hamster wheel in life, moving on, and somehow realized when I did this the first day, and I opened into this infinite presence. And I'm very, very non-religious. I grew up in a non-religious household, and to recognize that there is a wellspring of love inside of you, that there is an infinite peace, that you are. It's not just in here, it is who you are. It changed my life on day one. And I walked away from that, from these 2 days, a different woman. And it's a little bit like what some masters say. It's like if you only get a glimpse of that, you spend the rest of your life staying in service to it. And I couldn't think of any better way of dedicating my life to something other than that, and helping people to come home to themselves, to find the truth, the authentic truth of who they are inside. And when that happens, healing of old issues, whether they have already manifested into something physical or whether it's just an emotional issue, whatever it is, that healing is on offer for everyone, whether they are youngsters, children, middle age, old age, it doesn't matter. It's the same for everyone, and we all have it. We either aware of it, that we accumulated it in our lifetime, or we brought it in with us. It's as simple as that. We all have issues in so many areas of life, and the more we can clear out, the more we are fully available to life. And it's almost then life can use us. We can share our passion and not our blame games, And wouldn't it be wonderful if that was something that was available for everyone? But
Yeah.
that happened. That waking up experience happened all those years ago, and I still. And it's not one journey and you're fixed. Life presents us with so many issues. Whether that's in our relationships, in our careers, in world politics, in our fears, whatever. But there is always everything is an invitation to come home. Every emotion, no matter how bad, how strong it is a gateway to come home to the self, to come home to the soul. So we have people from all walks. We have therapists who take the journey into their practices. We have spiritual seekers who have been sitting in front of masters for years and have come to a journey in a hotel room somewhere in a city and walked out, and it's like, oh my God, I didn't realize. I thought it was somebody needed to do something with me. It's all here. you know People who have some emotional issues, people who have physical issues, people who have relationship problems or abundance issues, or hanging on the in the poverty trap. Whatever you do, wherever you are, just see if you can come and join us. It's never been that easily accessible, and so there is a code that we use. If you come on our website, if you use a booking code, it's just called Fearless22. Fearless22, and then whatever price is shown on that page, I think it's 497. That's our normal price. If you use that code when you book, it reduces the price to 147, and it's a crazy cheap do not pass go. I think in monopoly terms, you would say do not pass go, pick up that card and use it. So these are my words of wisdom today.
And yes, I would like to address three short things, especially for Romanians, and not only from Romania, but from all over. Yes, we are somehow structured to struggle and to sacrifice ourselves for the house, for the kids, for anybody else but us. But as a woman, I'm saying that if I'm well, my family is well. If I'm healed, if I can allow myself to be happy and to be joyful, well, then it's related to all my beloved ones. And usually we say, well, think of this. If you will have, I don't know, something broken in the kitchen, and the water is leaking, you will find this money to repair it instantly, right? Well, this is happening with your life energy and with your family life energy. It's a leaking of energy. It's a leaking of all the power to make things happen. So just try and give it a try. And yes, it never been so successful for us. It would, for the first time, I had to go in London, in India, in everywhere, and I had to find accommodation. And now it's easy. And one more thing, I know a lot of you don't want to go together as a group, and I received a lot of comments that I don't want to share in the group. Okay, just come, do the exercise, and take advantage of those who are willing to open themselves, and then you'll see. And then how, just if you open yourself, even this one, with one word, well, how much light will go in, and how much light you will receive from everybody. Because yes, you can go to a journey practitioner and to book a session, but it's not the same. imagine that if there are, I don't know, 30 people or 50 people, it's like having 50 journey processes in the same time. And the power is huge in a group. And no, you don't have to expose yourself totally. It's up to you how much you expose yourself. And you will see step by step. And last but not least, yes, the same offer. It's available also for Romanians. We have a link. We'll find a way to post that too. And yes, the same offer. It's available for the journey intensive that will be with exercise in Romanian language in 28th and 29th of May. And we cannot wait to join together to heal and to spread light. It might be huge words, but actually, yes, maybe I'm a dreamer too. But I'm too a dreamer. I'm just looking at my 6-year-old daughter, you know, the miracle that didn't have to, according to the doctors, shouldn't exist. When she's going everywhere and she's seeing another kid, it doesn't matter. We went to Brazil. In 2 minutes, she finds all kinds of friends, and they find together not the things that separate themselves, but the things that unite them. It's so easy. We forgot that as children, I want to play. You want to play? Good. Let's find what we both like. I don't need to search what I don't like and you don't like. Let's search for what we both like. And there are so many things. I think you and I, we like peace. We like happiness. We like flowers that are blossoming everywhere now.
It's available. It's available. I can spend all day with my mind being focused on fear and concern and worry, or I can be present to what is here. And what is here is a beautiful day here in Greece, and spring starting, you know. So so there is joy, there is happiness, there is and always an internal prayer that more people come home to themselves. And as you briefly mentioned, Roxana, the journey now is available online, so you can do this from the comfort of your home. You have a little room or a little space in your house where you can just kind of sequester yourself with your laptop or an iPad, and you can undertake the entire weekend that in a couple of years ago you needed to travel somewhere. For many people, it really escalated the cost quite extensively. And also for us, because we needed to travel with a huge team, so it's much easier for us as well now. And much easier on the body, much better for the carbon footprint for our planet. And so it's a win-win-win-win-win situation is all I can say, and from the comfort of your home. And everything is as strong and as powerful as it would have been in the live seminar. We're laughing about it, we say, because now everybody has a front row seat. You know, so if Brandon comes on and does any teaching, you have a front row seat. And it's amazing to me how the energy, how the work penetrates even in this environment. And so deeply grateful that it could happen, that we were able to share, you know, to share this work in this way, which happened through COVID. Otherwise, it wouldn't have happened. So there's always a reason for everything. And it's easy, it's simple. And once you have experienced and learned this work, it's something you can use for the rest of your life. And it's on a special offer right now. And if anybody from Australia is listening, we actually have an Australian dollar price as well, which is 239, and you use the same code. So Fearless22 will get you either 147 euros, whatever currency you are charging in Romania is different, but you still get 70% off regardless. And for the Australians, it's $239. So it's a huge gift, and it's definitely one to say, yes, please, can I have some, and can I bring all my friends? Because the more of you that do that, the more conscious, the more joyous this community becomes. That would be my final word of wisdom.
I watched you and have seen Brandon's picture and all the children that were born after because also in Romania we have so many cases like myself, and Romanians, children that were born after infertility issues that were smiling to us and saying thanks to the journey method.
Yeah, do you know, we have some friends come from the States later on in June, and this couple I have known for 20 years, and they had this beautiful wedding in Maui in Hawaii, and I think they were trying for a child for 3 years and nothing happened. And somehow I spoke with my friend, and she said, can you help? Can you try the journey with me? I don't know. I've done everything. I've done all the supplements, the doctors, that is, my body is not having any specific reason why, and I can't conceive. We did one journey process and she was pregnant a month later. So.
Yes, it's so quick. And actually it happened also during the online program.
And the girl is now 17 years old.
Ah!
and has a younger sister.
Aha. Okay. Well, that was an invitation, Gaby, for us, I thought.
That's entirely up to you. As you said, we all have a choice.
Of course. Thank you so much, Gaby, for this.
Thank you. And thank you, everybody, for listening here, for being here, and for joining us.
If you have any more questions, just,
We didn't have any questions. If you do have questions, if you bring them in on Facebook, one of our team will answer that or bring it to our attention. And I'm back here on Friday with Arnold Timmerman, who is our co-host and presenter for our Journey Intensives on the Central European time. And may Real Talk continue. I enjoy these little gatherings. So thank you very much, Roxana, for joining me today. And I hope that this has given some insights and hope to many people out there. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.